We are powerful creators. It all starts with the mind. The body is also the mind. It's all mind. And it's always this chatter. Know that this chatter is not you. You are not the thoughts. You're not your body. You're not even the mind. You're the one who created it. That's good news. Most people believe every single thought they think. If you just detach and just observe, like step away from the mind and just observe. And that's what it is. It's just monkey thoughts. They don't matter unless you believe in them. You know, ego will always comes up with excuses. This danger. Oh, what if? Listen to intuition. It comes with a feeling. First, there is a thought, and depending whether you believe this thought, that generates emotions. This is how physical reality is then created. And once you master a certain level of mind training, you can literally rearrange the matter of this matrix. You are able to consciously create reality and everything around you rather than unconsciously miscreate, which is exactly what we've been conditioned to do, unconsciously miscreate. We are powerful creators, and this is the key to understand. We are made of love, from love, for love. It's our essence. Good morning. As we raise up in frequency, meaning that we are less angry, resentment, judgmental, our mind is more at peace. Then we raise up in frequency and we are able to hear more information, more wise information. So we ourselves become still, more peaceful and wise. And what it does is that it opens the channel for higher communication, whatever you call it. The name doesn't matter. Spirit, God, guides, Jesus, Krishna, Buddha. You have your best friend. Ascended masters, they will not come down in frequency. Some of them are willing to come down in frequency. They reside in the upper five, the fifth dimension. They are willing to, some of them, to raise down in frequency so they can reach us. It's really hard to reach higher dimensional beings when you reside in a very low dimension. The more resentful, hateful, judgmental, angry, jealousy, all the bad feelings that come with it, the lower we go in frequency. A happy outcome to all things is sure. A happy outcome to all things is sure. This is not an ego statement. Even if you say it to yourself, even if you think it to yourself, the ego starts objecting. Maybe. Does it? The ego tells you, oh, be careful. Watch for danger. Don't trust anybody. Ego tells you to be very careful to save up money for the hard times. Ego's prescriptions are always the bad things coming up in the future. And it's usually what personal insight. I'm sharing here what I have learned. I'm sharing my experiences and what I have learned from it. And people usually say these things to me. People always come up with these fearful ideas. Oh, but where you're gonna park? Quitting apartment and job at the same time. Do you think it wasn't scary? But then people come up with like even worse fears. And the difference between my mind, which is trained, and most other people's minds, most people never train their minds within their lifetime. So the difference is that the same thoughts flow through my mind, just like yours. Oh, but what are you going to do? That's ego. The difference is just that I don't give a shit. That thoughts, they come and go, they flow around, and you just don't take it seriously. If you took seriously every single thought that comes around, you would be a fucking schizophrenic. The way most people's mind works is they believe every thought that comes around. I saw that super clearly when I was at Dharma Center. It's a meditation retreat where you sit for 10 days straight from 4 or 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's literally 10 or 12 hours sitting in meditation. No guidance, no speaking, just silence. This is all. Silence. You can't look people in the eye. You don't speak for the entire time, and you follow super strict schedule. And I was working there also, and as I was sitting after the day, the meditation, when people were coming up to the assistant teachers, because I was sitting there on the side as a worker, when they were communicating, I learned that most beginners' minds, they say when they sit down, their mind is attacking them. It's just overflow of these thoughts, this and that and that. Oh, you forgot this. Oh, you should do that. You should get up early and catch the one bus before. And it's always this chatter, right? Important thing is to know that this chatter is not you. You are not the thoughts. You're not your body. You're not even the mind. You're the one who created it. That's good news. Most people, not only they cannot steal the mind, they jump after most, if not every single thought that comes around and grab on it and believe it. Most people believe every single thought they think. And if you just detach and just observe, like step away from the mind and just observe. It's in yoga, they say a monkey mind, and that's what it is. It's just monkey thoughts. They don't matter unless you believe in them. So, first, there is a thought, and depending whether you believe this thought, that generates emotions. Electro, mind, magnetic, emotions, heart. And this is how physical reality is then created. And once you master a certain level of mind training, you can literally rearrange the matter of this matrix. You are able to consciously create reality and everything around you rather than unconsciously miscreate, which is exactly what we've been conditioned to do. Unconsciously miscreate through let's keep this channel. I would like to keep this channel, so no here, okay? What are we talking about? Let me see. No. A happy outcome to all things is sure. I will keep repeating this because it's important that we understand certain things so we can be at peace, feel better, and be happier. It's my intention. That's why I'm sharing this. It is the ego that sells us not so good fruit. It's more like rotten fruit. And it is our true nature, which is peace, that says everything is going to be all right. The outcome for all things is possible. And not only it is possible, it's a default setting. The only time when a happy outcome is not destined to be is when we interfere, either consciously or unconsciously. Most people listen to ego, and it's hard even for me. I have some mind training, some years of mind training under my belt. It's even hard for me when ego tries to sell you those thoughts. Oh, this ain't gonna work out. We are powerful creators, and this is the key to understand. If we continue on thinking along those lines, listening to the ego, oh, you should be more careful. Oh, this is dangerous. It's not a good idea. Oh, you should save for rainy days. Oh, you shouldn't spend your money because you have to save up for when you're old. Do things now because later never comes, trust me. You have no time. Time never comes. The outcome to all things is sure. And the ego tells you bad stuff is coming in the future. We are powerful creators. And if we continue to think along those lines, we will manufacture the disasters we are imagining. We will manufacture the disasters we are focused on. You know what they say. Whatever focus on grows. Where energy flows, there it goes, there it grows. What you focus on grows. Hello? Whatever we focus on, we manufacture, whether is it good or bad, or desired or undesired. And how that applies in daily life is that if we think always about avoiding sickness, we will get sick. We will feel the power of our own miscreations. We will feel the power of our own miscreations manifesting in the body. If, however, we are living a passionate life, focused on our health, then we will see health manifested in our body. It is just that simple. And I would like to challenge those of you who have some kind of sicknesses or pains to notice how often do you talk about it? How often do you talk about your sickness? How often do you think about your sickness to yourself? Just observe. How often do you either talk about them or project into the future how terrible they might become? Or even how you ruminate on them internally rather than envisioning healthy body, a strong body, active, happy body. The body is not everything, but still we have to understand that we have manufactured the body. Mama doesn't do it for you, you manufacture it yourself when you're in a belly. When we have fallen into lower frequencies, and it starts with the mind, the body is just a reflection of the mind. It's very important to understand this. It's the key to healing, to start with the mind. Unless there are such severe consequences on the body already manifested, then maybe we need to interfere with more physical approach. But it all starts with the mind. The body is also the mind. It's all mind. When we have fallen into lower frequencies, the miscreations in the physical can become quite painful. And what you will find is that it takes focus, it takes mind training and focusing on rewiring these programs run on the mind. If you hear 1,000 times a day about sickness, right? 2020. I never had a TV for a reason. More times you hear the same thing, more likely it is that you'll believe it. If you hear about sicknesses and numbers of death 1,000 times a day, all day, every day, well, that sinks into everybody's minds, as within so without, what the outcome will be. So I encourage all of you, and you are my family, to turn off TV. And you might think, oh, I will not be informed. The news is not informing you. It's programming the minds of the masses. If I see something, even if it's not aligned with integrity, with moral values, that this picture, either a video, a sound, information, comes into your mind and it does nothing to me. I thought like that. Maybe you also think like that. But it does. Whatever crosses your mind, whatever comes in touch with your mind, it's there. It doesn't get just deleted. And it sinks into the basement of the mind. And then it pushes and pulls you around and you act on these unconscious triggers. That's why it's so important to train our mind. And that's what the whole purpose of this YouTube channel is. So after you've watched this video, continue on with the practice. Watch your mind, just observe your mind. What is it doing? And don't believe every thought that comes around, because most of it's ego-based. There are two kind of thoughts. I posted that on my Instagram story. Welcome to join me on Instagram. I almost daily post stories from my real life. There are two thought systems. One thought system are the original thoughts we think with God, and the second thought system is propaganda. It's the ego. It's based on ego. It's everything we've been taught since the day we were born, from teachers, from schooling system, from news, media, commercials. And most of it does not benefit us. All of the schools, there is Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, or any kind of school of spiritual awakening is saying this, that it starts with mind training, and it starts with the practice of separating, of noticing what thought goes where, just like recycling trash. You can imagine I can say this, if we imagine the mind and the thoughts being trash, you have to recycle that. So you recognize what thoughts are beneficial and what thoughts are not beneficial. The thoughts based on truth, thoughts based on encouragement, inspiration, love, joy, compassion, and all the good stuff, the goodies, and the thoughts, oh, you're not good enough, this will not work, it's dangerous, don't do it. Ego, you can remember, you can recognize what thoughts serve you just by noticing that ego will always comes up with excuses and this danger. Oh, what if? Listen to intuition, and also it comes with a feeling, right? When you feel that little urge, oh, look at this, or do this or that, when your interests are your guides and teachers showing you there is something for you here, to learn and experience. And it has to do with curiosity, excitement, joy. It feels a little bit like when you're creating, when you're painting a painting, or when you think about traveling, planning your traveling, and it feels like that. It's exciting. Then it's the right voice. It's your intuition. It's not ego. Ego makes you afraid. This is a training period, so observe your mind. No need for identification with the thoughts. We are not our thoughts. You must continue your work every day, morning and night, and then every hour of the day, every half an hour, and then every moment. Stillness and peace. I wish only peace for your mind and joy for your heart. Do the practice. And once you have some practice under your belt, the mind practice, mind training, you will feel the strength and joy and happiness that this practice brings. I promise you. Try it. My name is Saya. I'm happy to be connecting to you. I will see you in the next one.